What is an innovative assessment? For the purpose of this course, the use of innovative assessment is defined as something that enables the learner to transfer knowledge, skills, competencies, and dispositions between learning and assessment. The transference between learning and assessment should be where possible seamless. As we all know, innovation is an action or process of innovating. So, what do we mean by assessment? Assessment is a systematic basis for making inferences about the learning and development of students. It is the process of defining, selecting, designing, collecting, analyzing, interpreting, and using information to increase students' learning and development. So, what are the challenges in teaching and assessment of grammar? Finding shows that they face six main challenges in teaching grammar, namely lack of experience, expectations of students, lack of facilities, negative perceptions on teaching of grammar, and preparing grammar lessons. So, what is the importance of teaching and assessment of grammar? Teaching grammar through context will help learners perceive the structures of language effectively. So why is important the teaching and assessment of grammar needs to be taught, or how does grammar affect language learning? Grammar improves the development of fluency. When a person has learned grammar, it will be easier for that person to know how to organize and express the ideas in their mind without difficulty. As a result, he will be able to speak, read, and write the language more fluently. So that's it for innovative assessment.
Here are the four types of assessment. First is diagnostic assessment. Diagnostic assessments are sets of written questions, multiple choice or short answers that access a learner's current knowledge base or a current views on a topic or issue to be studied in the course. The purpose of diagnostic assessment is to gauge student knowledge, skills, strengths, and weaknesses beforehand. For example, journals, quiz or tests, conference or interview, posters, performance tests, mind maps, gap closing, student survey, and anticipation guides. Second type of assessment is formative. Formative assessment is a planned ongoing process used by all students and teachers during learning and teaching to elicit and use evidence of student learning to improve student understanding of intended disciplinary learning outcomes and to support students to become self-directed learners. This is also used to collect information of students' understanding throughout the learning process to help teachers to adjust their strategies accordingly. Here are some examples of formative assessment. First, draw a concept map in a class to represent their understanding of a topic. Second, submit one or two sentences identifying the main point of a lecture. Third, turn in a research proposal for early feedback. Third type of assessment is interim. An interim assessment is a test administered at different intervals during the school year to check students' grasp on content and guide future instruction. They typically fall between formative and summative assessment during the school year. Interim assessments can help teachers identify gaps in student understanding and instructions, and ideally, teachers address this before moving on or by weaving remedies into upcoming instruction and activities. For examples, chapter test, extended essay, a project scored, and a rubric. And for the fourth types of assessment, we have summative assessment, or assessment of learning is the assessment of participants where the focus is on the outcome of a program. This contrasts with formative assessment, which summarizes the participants' development of a particular time. Summative assessment. This is used to measure students' knowledge after a subject has been taught. Examples of summative assessments include a midterm exam, a final project, a paper, or a senior recital.
Redefining the construct in grammar assessment. Grammar is the structural foundation of our ability to express ourselves. In linguistics, a grammatical construction is any syntactic string of words ranging from sentences over phrasal structures to certain complex lexemes such as phrasal verbs. How does redefining construct of assessing grammar can help us? Grammar is one of the important language areas that is assessed separately on their own or integrated with other knowledge and skill. In assessing grammar, the purpose is to assess grammatical knowledge such as form and meaning as well as pragmatical knowledge which is used. To know more about in constructing in grammars, let us also know what is sentence completion type question. Completion question requires student to follow the logic of an idea expressed in a fairly complex sentence. The correct answer is the word or set of words that, when placed in the blank, best fit the meaning of the sentence as a whole. For example, today I'm in a blank mood. As a project test, the sentence completion test is an extension of word association test in that responses are free and believed to contain psychological meaningful material. In that way, we can determine the correct construction of grammar.